Dragon Ball Daima has officially wrapped with both its Japanese and English dubs. So with the newest Dragon Ball anime done, it's time for video game collabs and DLC. We knew Xenoverse 2 was gonna get some more Daima DLC, and oddly enough, it has come in between future saga chapters, keeping the pseudo MMO arena fighter going onwards. Let's dive right in. Here is my review of the Dragon Ball Daima pack for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 on Nintendo Switch. Like always, let's do a comparison with what the free update that came with this DLC added and what you get with the paid DLC itself. With free update 1.24, Xenoverse 2 has revamped its title screen, giving us that edgy wallpaper of the Time Patrollers with Cronoa and Trunks in the background. It's also streamlined how you can look at DLC packs without going to the eShop. This revamp shows real-time trailers of each DLC pack and will tell you what you do and don't own, letting you look at only what you've yet to purchase for the game, as well as dividing things between individual items or DLC sets. In-game, we have a couple new additions as well. We have an NPC near the Dragon Altar that'll allow you to get Dragon Balls instantly for a wish by using STP medals, though this does disable the I want money options when making the wish, and it costs a total of 560 medals if you have no Dragon Balls at all. They've also modified the big Kanton City TV screen above the hub city to play DLC pack trailers when you approach it. But all of that doesn't matter. The biggest part of this free update is that Goku Mini from Dragon Ball Daima that released for this game back with the last Future Saga pack has kind of stealthily been updated with an English dub. He was Japanese only when he launched, as the characters of this DLC pack are, but I was shocked when I selected him while doing comparisons and he spoke in English. And not only that, it's Stephanie Nadolny, the person who dubbed him in Daima and who I believe has not done any voice work for Xenoverse 2 before this random update. That's it for the free update. So with the paid DLC, the additions here are 2 playable characters, 3 parallel quests, and the skills and costumes that are awarded through those PQs. The obvious showcasing of the DLC are the 2 characters. We have the adult Dragon Ball Daima versions of Goku and Vegeta. Goku is in his redesign of Super Saiyan 4, and Vegeta in his design of Super Saiyan 3 with the spiky hair instead of the flowing hair. The first thing you'll notice is that these models look rather big. Super Saiyan 4 Goku's scale is easily twice the amount of muscle and just pure size than the Dragon Ball GT original Super Saiyan 4. He looks much more ape-like, but the scale is crazy. And Vegeta's new Super Saiyan 3 form is the same. The scale is almost 2 times the size of Super Saiyan Blue Evolved Vegeta, which has the extra buffed muscles reminiscent of Super Saiyan Grade 2. That begs the question of why. We know this isn't an art style clash, as Goku Mini and GT Kid Goku are roughly the same scale, but with more curves and bright colors on Daima's Goku Mini. So are the adult forms actually that big? They've only really appeared in Daima and are never next to the other normal characters in these forms, so I went to look at their fights with Goma to find out. With Goku, I'd say the scale probably is accurate. If you look right here, this is Super Saiyan 4 Goku landing a punch on the enlarged Goma. For comparison, here is Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta from the previous episode next to Goma, and there's a huge size difference. But speaking of Vegeta, while I think Goku's scale is accurate, Vegeta's definitely isn't. He doesn't get that much larger in Daima when he goes Super Saiyan 3. In his base form, he's struggling between Goma's gloves, and the size we see him transformed doesn't look that much bigger. They might have done this just to make both characters around the same scale, but it looks very strange to have this Vegeta so enlarged. Now let's dive into the characters themselves. Super Saiyan 4 Goku is a beast, literally. He hits very hard with his combos, and they're a bit slower, kind of like how they made Orange Piccolo slower due to his size. It feels very different from the more fast-paced GT Super Saiyan 4 and very counter-oriented from its combos to the new skills. Speaking of, they gave Goku 3 new skills for this game. Supreme Fury is basically a counter to any melee fighter. It's a slow punch, but you can hold it to absorb physical strikes and then counter with more damage. This is a pretty good skill as it can auto-chain into an ultimate attack, specifically the faster ultimates that don't have a long wind-up. Then you have Heat Wave. This is a long punching combo that hits hard and has great tracking. It's pretty much the only new skill in this DLC that can reliably be used following a launch. It doesn't launch the enemy far either, so you can easily chain it into more physical combos without following them. But the best part about both of these skills is that they track around Goku and not just in front of him. If an opponent Z vanishes behind you and you wait just long enough, Goku will be facing away from them but immediately hit them in the opposite direction when you do the input. Then we've got his new ultimate, which is a Super Saiyan 4 version of Super Kamehameha. It's just a super powered version of the move where it hits and you get the option to use up an extra key bar to use it with a cinematic face shot and more power. It's very flashy, but it has a long wind up and you won't get much use out of it outside of stamina breaks. It is pretty decent damage wise for a 5-bar skill. It does a flat rate of 16,000 damage on my male Saiyan with its fully charged version, which is just under what Special Beam Cannon Beast dishes out. Then we get to Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. His moveset is very quick, lots of kick-oriented combos, and his whole thing seems to be about creating an opening to use his new ultimate, which funny enough does way more damage than Goku's new ultimate. His first skill is Force Edge. It's a physical move with a slight delay that kicks the enemy away and lets Vegeta teleport to do an aerial downward kick, the same combo he used against Goma in Daima to force him to the ground. It's a cool looking combo, though the slight delay in the startup almost requires you to have the enemy already in a sort of stun to pull it off. The other more interesting skill is Burning Blast, which is a setup move. After about half a second, Vegeta sends energy in all directions. If it hits, you can instantly chain into an ultimate attack while the opponent is stunned. Now the brilliant part here isn't the fact that it can immediately chain into ultimates, it can deflect basic attacks. So if an opponent is charging at you, you just use the skill, it still knocks them back and you go right into an ultimate. Speaking of, Vegeta's new ultimate is basically just a new Final Flash. It's very cinematic and you can opt to use all of your ki to power it up. Though when it powers up, it really powers up. On my male Saiyan pre-transformation, the charged version uses all of my ki but does 24,000 damage. To compare it to other uses all of your ki ultimates, Revenge Death Ball does 21,000 under the same conditions and Emperor's Death Beam is at 20,000. All of these skills can be obtained by custom characters via PQs, though that's also the most disappointing part of this DLC pack. I do like the rewards, especially the costumes for Glorio and Ponzi and the Daima Super Saiyan 3 wig, but Daima, Goku, and Vegeta never show up in these PQs. The missions are about a time patrol film, supervillains Vegeta and Goku Black meeting and fighting, and a training session with Whis. Well, I did love Vegeta referencing his fight with Majin Buu by telling Goku Black he's gonna throw him to the wind, and the latter retorting with, "Well, don't kill yourself in the process." It just doesn't feel right to be able to unlock the skills for Daima, Goku, and Vegeta in missions where they don't even show up. It kind of feels like not giving these characters an English dub has hurt the charm of the DLC. I'm fairly sure that's why they aren't in the PQs and interacting with the other characters. Even Versus Mode doesn't offer that many references with them. There are a few, like Goku being playfully hurt that Vegeta didn't tell him about achieving Super Saiyan 3, but the interactions are few and far between, something that I am assuming will be added later. After all, if they're gonna let Stephanie dub Mini Goku months after his release in Xenoverse 2, I assume they'll do the same for these new characters. And that's pretty much everything this DLC has. Overall, I kind of like it. I'll admit most of the skills I don't plan on using myself, but Burning Blast and Heat Wave are really good to add to your arsenal with how easy they are to combo and how quick Burning Blast can chain into an ultimate. And I'll admit that despite Vegeta's weird scaling, the characters look fantastic in motion and it's interesting to see Daima's brighter art style against the Xenoverse style. The performance of this game has not changed, so let's wrap this up. In conclusion, the Dragon Ball Daima pack brings two big characters from Daima into Xenoverse 2, figuratively and literally. The characters have fun utility, and a couple of the new skills are extremely useful for custom characters. Now, the downside, this pack has no story missions, and even its PQs seem separated from the characters you get skills from. It's fun content, and the Super Saiyan 3 wig is quite comical to use, but this DLC pack is a bit lacking in overall content, and I think the bigger takeaway here is that they did a free update that stealth launched a dub voice for Goku Mini. Reviews to Go rates the Dragon Ball Daima pack for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 on Nintendo Switch a 7 out of 10. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them below. Thank you for watching and have a great day.